This game was made in the 1930s.
Ooh.
The comical game of Dr. Quack. It has a story on it. There are blanks that need to be filled in. The game comes with a bunch of cards that have many options for you to fill in the blanks. So someone will read the story, and we will fill in the blanks with our cards.
Like taking turns?
Yeah. Dr. Quack was a dear old gentleman who lived alone in a little brown house near a dark, deep wood. All his neighbors thought him very kind and affectionately called him
A bag of rags.
One day, Billy Bug, living nearby in
A pair of garters.
beside,
An Indian tomahawk.
came running breathlessly to the doctor. "Oh, Dr. Quack," he cried, "someone has stolen Mrs. Bug. I have looked in
A prickly thistle.
and under,
Mary's little lamb.
but I can't find her." And a tear rolled down his saddened face and splashed on his...
Brass monkey.
mused the doctor. "Anything else missing?" "Yes," replied Billy. "My..."
Codfish.
With...
A crowing rooster.
"Pshaw," exclaimed Dr. Quack. "Be calm. Better take this
Second-hand Ford.
and load it with...
A bean shooter.
Be sure that the...
Old spinning wheel.
is fastened to the..."
Ripe tomato.
Billy slung
2 bits.
with...
A baseball bat.
across his shoulder, while the doctor looked around for...
A can of condensed milk.
to use as a weapon. They hadn't gone far, however, when they met Gus Grasshopper with...
A bad boy.
on his back. He was carrying...
A rag doll.
while on his head he wore...
A billy goat.
"Have you seen my wife?" shouted Billy Bug, using...
A bottle of castor oil.
for a megaphone, as Gus was quite deaf. "Your..."
Derby hat.
responded Gus. "Does she look like..."
A juicy watermelon.
"And was she wearing..."
A ton of bricks.
"trimmed with..."
Some old shoes.
"I just passed..."
An old maid.
"walking with..."
A mule.
And I heard them talking about...
Some sponge cake.
Just then Madam Hen came along, dressed in...
A geography book.
with...
A merry widow.
here and there, and...
A country hick.
artistically draped from shoulder to hem. She trundled a rickety old carriage which contained...
A red balloon.
with fluffy yellow feathers, just like the mother. All right, we're switching to the second page of the story, and I think we got to add in these now.
Okay.
My dear madame, said the doctor, have you seen anything of...
A face full of horse cum?
today? No, replied Madame Hen, but I met...
A black friend.
And further on,
A woman's perspective.
they both seem to be following...
A possible Muslim.
Mr. Crow, who had been listening unobserved, now mentioned that...
A burrito that's just sour cream.
Or
A baseball bat.
might help. If,
Cute boys.
with,
Tiny rancid girl farts.
could be found, and off he flew. Soon he returned, carrying
Meatloaf, the
Wi-
food.
with
A powered exoskeleton.
around the middle. From this hung...
Antidepressants.
Hooray! Cried Billy Bug. That's just the
Government.
I'm looking for. And I found
The terrorists.
near Hop Toad's front door. But Mrs. Bug is there. Let's go, said Mr. Crow eagerly. I'll take the
Usury.
with
The mysterious fog rolling into town.
around it. Do you think we will need
Gender equality?
or
That bitch Stacy?
to hurl at Toady if he's too stubborn? No, advised the doctor. Take
Enormous Scandinavian women.
with a strong handle, or
A big brain full of facts and sadness.
these you'll find more dependable. Then the trio approached the little house and peeked in. On the hearth bubbled a kettle, waiting for poor Mrs. Bug to be made into a stew.
Oh, God.
Let Mrs. Bug free at once, they called. She isn't here, so go away, answered Mr. Toad. Then Mr. Crow shook
A big old plate of fettuccine Alfredo.
furiously, and all three burst into the room. Mr. Toad pretended to work busily on
Several Michael Keatons.
which he scrubbed with.
Creamy slices of real California avocado.
Billy discovered Mrs. Bug in.
Tender chunks of all-white chicken meat.
She was released at once. In the fracas, Johnny Crow fell over.
Too much hair gel.
Goodness, he exclaimed. Did
Eating people.
strike me? It felt as if
Menopause.
hit me in the head. Mr. Toad was soundly thrashed with
Cartoon camel enjoying the smooth, refreshing taste of a cigarette.
and ridden out of town on.
Yoshi's huge egg-laying cloaca.
And if you ever show your wretched face here again, warned the old doctor, I'll turn you into.
Crazy raccoons.
With
A twink in a bounce house.
on each ear and
A finger up the butt.
hung around your neck until you die. The end.
What a story.
That was a
quite a
real,
story.
real story.
Wow.
I'm every woman.
How come Dr. Quack has bloody footprints?
He lives near a cranberry bog.
Oh, it's not blood, it's cranberry juice.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Quack was a lot of fun, but I think I'd like to talk to a baby right now.
A baby quack?
Oh.
Hi! Nice to see ya! Y'all got sloppy, greasy faces.
When we were dressed like Smurfs.
I'm not weird.
He's not greasy.
Jason Severs is wearing a jumpsuit, showing off his package. What's wrong with all of you?
What have you been up to lately?
Oh, I've been so busy.
Doing what?
Crafting!
Yeah? What kind of
can't wait.
crafting?
Anything you want, I can craft it.
Do you crochet?
Yeah,
I need a phone charger.
I can craft it. Make it out of yarn.
Okay.
It won't work. But I can craft it. That's the name of my business. I can craft it.
Are you on Etsy?
I've been banned from the Etsy. Violation of terms of service. I threaten people
Why?
just because I felt like it.
That doesn't fit the vibe of Etsy, really.
No, it does not. Neither do I.
Okay.
People on Etsy and people who do crafts, sometimes they have an aesthetic. Like, some people are
What's
like...
that?
Well,
What's
like...
aesthetic?
Aesthetic is like, you make things that are like fantasy, dragons.
I'll craft it.
What kind of stuff?
Whatever you want. You want dragons?
Yeah.
You got it.
What's your raw materials?
Taken from the street.
Oh.
Trash. Leavings.
Street art.
Detritus.
How do we find your stuff?
You come see me.
All right.
Come up to my door and whisper through the mail slot. Tell me what you want. I craft it.
Is it safe?
Probably not.
Are you making any money?
Not much.
Are you happy with it?
Happy. Happy and po.
Okay.
That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
Are you like investing the money that you're earning?
Oh.
Are you smurfing?
Anyway, how you all doing?
Well, do you have any words of advice to Jason? He just turned 50.
I just turned 50.
Oh, your life is over.
Okay.
I need something positive to look forward to.
Rest.
I can't.
Eternal rest.
Oh.
The undiscovered country from which no man returneth.
That's one of the deepest things I've ever heard you
Who
say.
would bear the whips and scorns of time?
What is that?
The
Shakespeare?
contumely.
Wow.
I read.
Thank you.
I gotta get out of here. It stinks of grease paint. See you later. Well, she was in a mood.
Yeah,
She
apparently.
wasn't very kind to you guys.
No.
I got off pretty easy.
You did.
Yeah, she was
She's
like.
rarely kind to me.
Kind
Well.
of depressed now.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that.
I just turned 50 yesterday. I mean, now I don't know what the point is. Table tables.
How is tables a job?
I don't know how to hear any more about tables.
I just got screamed at by Freddy Krueger.